We're going to continue the vlog about my physical collapse of burnout, but all the other sectors that happened after that, I want to bring some light to because there is a mental side of burnout. And I am thankful that I had the physical collapse. Go check out my other video in which it's the physical collapse and then the recovery, and that's the biggest videos that I want to talk about because it started to affect everything else. Cognitively, I started not doing well. Emotionally, I couldn't regulate anymore. And then, of course, relationships were affected by that because physically I'm not well, cognitively I'm not well, emotionally I can't regulate. And so distrust, silence, isolation began from there. So this episode's going to focus on the cognitive part of what was happening during burnout and some things that I did to start to take back control of that and move from this zombie mode, this blah state, and back to liveliness and energy. So as you saw in my physical collapse video vlog, that I was not doing well. My body wasn't digesting food anymore. I had insomnia. I had open sores all over my skin and hair falling out because my liver couldn't detox anymore. So it's basically pushing all the toxins out to my skin and hair, making it fall out and have rashes and psoriasis. I got down to a dangerous BMI of 103 pounds because of digestive failure. And then, of course, hormonally, I couldn't regulate. I was having 3-week long periods, just the whole gamut of complete physical collapse. And eventually, I couldn't get out of bed. So at age 35, I was going to have a heart attack from chronic stress. So that's where I was, basically in the physical state. But after that, this is what was happening. Because I couldn't physically regulate anything and eat anything and emotionally process anything, I started to have some cognitive functions. So here's a picture of just complete loss of identity. I didn't know what I was looking at. I didn't know who I kind of was in the mirror. It wasn't just like ick. I don't like who I am. It was like confusion. It was like brain fog. Like I'm sitting in front of the mirror. I think I'm supposed to get ready for work. Maybe I need to brush my teeth. No, what am I doing in the? Why am I here in the mirror? Like it was this cycle of confusion of I need to do this, I need to do this. Wait, what am I doing? And it was almost like a paralysis. So I wanted to show that pic. I really don't have many pictures from this burnout collapse because who takes pictures of themselves when they're just awful? I don't even take pictures of myself when I look good. So I wanted to show this because you see me now. And right, I'm energy, I am on it, I am sharp, I am like moving forward at a fast pace, but I wasn't always. I crashed, I burned hardcore, hit bottom of burnout, and it was not a great place to be. So cognitively what was happening is I was having this brain fog, confusion. I would have decision fatigue, and it started with just like, what am I supposed to be doing right now? I couldn't set priorities. It was like a sense of overwhelm. There's just too much. I would have that paralysis. And then it got real bad. During my actual physical collapse, I would take a shower and then I would stand in front of my closet and not know what to do. And I'm not talking about what to wear because obviously you see me always in like a black shirt. Basic wardrobe here. I am not a fashionista whatsoever. I would stand in front of my closet and I would be like, I don't know what I'm doing here. What do I do next? And I didn't know pants, shirt, underwear, socks, like basic human need functions was during that burnout collapse. Like the decision fatigue got so bad that I couldn't even do that. There was also two incidents during that collapse in which I ran through a red light, or there was one time where I stopped during a green light. Because my brain was like glitching out about decisions. And yes, I got off the road until I got better, but that's how fast it escalated. Now, decision fatigue early on can look like also someone just decide what's for dinner, right? You feel that sometimes, and it's because you've given away all your energy all day long that you're just at the end of the night you're like, I don't care what we have for dinner, just someone decide. Why do I have to choose dinner every night? Or your kids are asking you simple questions and you're just like fed up right away. You go from like 0 to 65 fed up and you're just sick of making decisions. And it can look like this in the workforce as well when you have a bunch of people in a meeting and someone just needs to decide an action forward. And you'll even have someone even speak up and say, will someone just decide what to do next? And that's when you know that we're already starting to lose control, that we're in energy drainer mode, and cognitively, people are overstressed. And people should be able to adapt and brainstorm and think of next steps. But when you get into this cognitive stress, it can lead to someone just decide what's next, or everyone's silent and you're just sort of kind of wasting time. That also is a decision fatigue factor. So signs is blah state. You just kind of go through the week, that zombie mode, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I felt like every day was just the same. I had 3 little ones. It was complete chaos. No day was the same, but it just like nothing was exciting. It was chaos and overwhelming every day, but nothing, I never got excited for anything. And then the decision fatigue came in, that brain fog, and then memory loss started. Now, during this time frame, I had a special needs son, and we were going to specialty appointments quite often. And then I had a toddler, and then I had a newborn that I was dragging with me as well. And I would do all this on PTO and then still get to work after dropping them off at daycare. It was just a lot of running around and juggling. And the memory loss portion got real bad. So when I look at that time of running to all those appointments and those specialists to help him, I know where the office locations are, but I really can't remember what happened in those places. And I know that we were doing well and moving his condition into a more manageable state, that he could go to daycare and he was gearing up for school. But my brain has completely blocked out that portion. There's sections of my daughter's life who's in the middle of these two boys, and I don't remember things. Like I see pictures with me holding her, or we're playing pretend or something. I don't remember any of it. My brain has just like blocked out a giant section of time in which my body was in survivorship mode, so stressed out that it just couldn't even comprehend memories. So that's really sad to see, because when I think about her as a newborn or in those first 2 years, I don't remember a lot. And it's because I was in a trauma state, basically going into burnout collapse. So that's something to consider, is forgetting someone's name after you meet them, forgetting what I'm supposed to do today, where's my keys, can't find my phone. Those are little cognitive glitches in which your brain just wasn't really focused, it can't remember. But when you start to lose blocks of things, when you go into a meeting and you leave that meeting and you're like, what happened? Like, I don't know anything that happened during that meeting, and it was an actual productive meeting. That's cognitive overload. Your your mind is like, we're in survivorship mode. We're supposed to be breathing and trying to digest food so we can be ready to run. That freeze or flight state. So when you get past that point, your brain's like, why are we working on Excel sheets? We need to just be breathing right now because I'm in survivorship mode. And recognizing that state is going to help you start to guide your journey, because that's pretty severe state already. And you just heard what happens when it goes further. You're flying through stoplights. You're looking at your closet just like naked and afraid, like, why can't I think of what to do next? And that can be a scary state to go into. Now the other scary thing I want to talk about is people want to switch jobs when they're in burnout. And if you're cognitively not there because you're in survivorship mode, it's going to be very difficult to learn a new role and operations within a new organization and make connections with people, because that distrust is there. And I just trying to survive right now. Why am I learning new things and new roles? And so just be careful when you identify the state that you're in, that sometimes switching employers is not a good option for you. For very toxic places, surely get out. But for most places, they need to just start with a conversation. And we're going to get to that in my vlog about relationships and what happened there, and some things that I did to start to move out of that state in relationships. But cognitively, the best thing that you can do is reduce what you're focusing on in the decisions that you have to make in a day, to give space for your body to come out of survivorship mode. So physically, you should be slowly repairing, eating good stuff. Don't fuel yourself with crap, because you're fueling your organ fires. So physically, start focusing on getting well. So cognitively, it has a good environment to start thriving again. And then I want you to start reducing the decisions. So that means maybe backing up on some things at work. Maybe that's having a conversation with your team at work and saying, I'm really struggling with a lot of things. I got all this going on at home and I got all this going on at work. I need to back up somewhere, and I can't back up at home because my kids need me. I got parents that are ill, whatever is going on. What can we do? And people will be there to help, especially if you're in an organization that isn't toxic. But people need to speak up. And so that's a good avenue, is to back up a little bit. The other thing you can do to get rid of decision fatigue is to work with less. So say you're like, I don't want to plan dinner anymore. Okay, what's like the 6 dinners that are just going to be on rotation for a while? Get all the ingredients, and that's what we're going to do. Or I don't even want to decide my clothes in the morning. Pick them out the night before. Or go straight black shirt, and that's your new wardrobe. That seemed to work really well for me, actually. And that's what the big CEOs do too, is they have a basic wardrobe, so they're not wasting energy on even deciding a wardrobe. So anything you can do to prep the night before, so you're not wasting all that energy in the morning on decisions. Everything's been decided, lunches are made, we already know what we're having to eat tonight, let's let it flow. Whatever comes my way won't drain my time. So cognitively, just recognize those signs of blah state, slight memory loss, that fatigue that's coming in with decisions is a sign that you're overloaded, is a sign that cognitively your brain's starting to check out. And the next 2 phases means you won't emotionally regulate very well, and you're going to start taking it out on relationships. So the spiral continues. I'll talk a little bit more about my recovery journey and tips and tools that you can do in your burnout recovery to adapt in this changing world and not fall victim to everything that's coming your way and that weight that's sitting on you. Because stress has been here, and stress will always be. It's how we respond to it that matters. It's important as we continue this journey through the vlog that you know that your energy is power. And if you can stay intentional and follow the energy, come back here for more tools and techniques. You can fuel this journey from this zombie mode back to liveliness.